card on the supernova. That's sick. At a 1 of 1, baby. That's a 1 of 1. 1 of 1 supernova. Bango like a mother. Bango, baby. Let's go. Holy damn. This is a 1 of 1, bro. Supernova hardcore. Hardcore. Bang. Bango, baby. Let's go.
What is up? As my buddy Jimmy said, what's up, fuckers? Cheers, man. That's just funny. Make sure the logo's shining bright for you guys. Happy Saturday. Getting off work late. I wasn't even gonna have a beer, but I was like, you know what? I'll pour my first beer, and then I got a reserve. I'm drinking Corona. Bump, 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 bump. Appreciate that, Rebel Raider. Shout out to you, bro. Said that thumbnail sick. Appreciate that. We'll talk about that thumbnail here in a minute. Something crazy kind of happened today with that. So what's up? What's up? Michael 918. Hope you're doing good, bro. Jimmy Guns. What's up, big dog? Jimmy said I'm drunkish. Yeah, I tuned in for a while, but I had to finish up work, and so I wasn't able to finish your stream. But did you end up doing more shots? Oh, you're probably talking to Jimmy. Yeah, I know Jimmy was drinking that tequila. I don't know if you were drinking Jose or what, but I say no way to Jose. But yeah, something crazy with that thumbnail that I made. So I don't know how many of you guys are following all this stuff going on. I haven't done a video for a few weeks, but obviously we had an assassination attempt with the former president and probably the next president, unless our rigged system changes that. But anyways, so we had that happen. And then our current president, who is just watching him, is like, you know, this guy's in charge of the nuke buttons. You know what I mean? Like, he decides to step down, even though he said it would take an act of God for him to step down, right? And so with the thumbnail, like, I definitely like wanted to get a card. We'll show that card last, but I wanted to get a card in tribute to the assassination attempt that happened on Trump. And then when I heard Biden give his address speech, or whatever the hell you call that bullshit of lies, you know, Biden was talking about how he's got 6 months left and he's going to make a moonshot to cure cancer. I mean, and like, just like, I started cracking up. I like, as soon as he said that, I'm like, what the fuck's he talking about? Like, you realize people been trying to cure cancer for like a lot of years, and this dude's like saying he's gonna cure his moonshot to cure cancer in the next 6 months. So this dude's just out of his fucking mind. So anyways, I labeled, I thought it was fitting to label the name of the show the MoonShot Card, because you got Biden, who thinks he's going to cure fucking cancer, right? Before he gets out of office. And then you have Trump, who literally got shot at, so I figured Moonshot was a good title. So that's why I made the thumbnail that name. But then something happened today that's even crazier. I don't even know what to think about this part, but like today I'm with a customer. We're kind of looking at some paint samples and stuff, and they have a can of paint that they had, one of their bedrooms painted with, and she wanted to see what the name of the color was, because we were going to do something maybe a little darker than that. And you would never guess what the name on the can of the paint was. Just take a wild guess, and I shit you not. I should have taken a picture of it so you guys know I'm not like bullshitting. But the name on the can of paint, the paint color name was called Moonshot. Like the color, I shit you not. The color of the paint was Moonshot. And I already made the thumbnail and the idea and everything. I made the thumbnail like yesterday, day before. And, I put it up, the show yesterday. I was going to try to do something last night, but I was just too burned out. So I was like, well, I'll do it today. But so I come up with the title Moonshot because of Biden and then Trump. And then today, the name on the can of paint of my customer was Moonshot. So I don't know, like somebody that's smarter than me can probably put all this together to figure out what the fuck it means, but it's really weird. I mean, and it's like Sherwin-Williams paint. And if you know how many colors, like different colors of paint with names that Sherwin-Williams has, it's got to be like 1,000, maybe thousands. It's definitely hundreds of different colors of, each color has a different name. So anyways, rambling here, but I just thought that shit's crazy. So this is the Moonshot Show. Jimmy's taking his moonshot. So cheers, man. Hopefully all you guys are doing good. D Menace, what up, bro? So I guess shots for everybody. So I don't know, man. I'm like fucking tripped out about it, but needless to say, yeah, crazy times, guys. Trying to get too fired up here. I don't know. Everything's just happening so fast. I know this is about cards. I want to talk about cards. I mean, I want it to be about cards, but whether someone's on the left or right or whatever, I mean, I definitely have some very personal views of like the direction I think we should go, and some stuff that's been pushed on all of us that if we search our souls, probably a lot of us don't agree with. And so, I stand on a certain side of things right now where, I don't want certain things to be pushed on us. I'm definitely not into the socialism shit. So, and it's not a race thing or, a sex thing. I think we should all be, honoring our freedom in these times and be trying to stand up for what's right, because there's a lot of crazy shit going on. I'm very, I've been, even the last show, dude, I couldn't keep my shit together, but I've been real anxious, guys. I'm excited for football to start. I always get excited when football is getting close, but, just all the stuff going on in the world. Like I can't just sit here and like be like, pretend like fucking everything's okay, man. I wished I could, I wish I could be like most people and get high and fucking smoke a blunt like I used to when I was younger and everything be okay, but that's not reality, man. That's not how fucking life works, man. And, we could be in for some trying times, all of us, and I say it not because like I'm pissed at anybody or not like, not like that, but like, I do think people should wake up, but like, I say it out of love, you know what I mean? That like, I hope everybody is safe and okay, no matter what happens. And, I hope we don't have to endure some crazy shit, stuff going on in the world, like them burning our fucking flag. It sets my fucking emotions off. Like I can't keep my shit in check. Like it sends me combat mode, to see people, like supporting fucking a terrorist group and to burn our fucking flag. And I'm not it's crazy because I'm not even the most patriotic guy. I'm not, But when it comes to like, you know, what my brothers fucking died for, everybody's freedom, and just for somebody to burn our fucking flag, it really sets me off, man. And I wish I could hide it. I kind of stick to myself, you know, for the most part, other than you guys in here, you know, being my friends. You know, I consider you guys like friends and family. I appreciate that. You know, some of you guys I know have been sticking with me for a lot of years. And so it does mean a lot to me. I don't just have the time, motivation, or capacity to go live as much as I might want to. A lot of times it's because I don't want to come off the fucking handle, you know, and I just can't sit here and act like everything's going to be okay. And I don't want to be a doomsdayer either, you know, and be the party pooper and, you know, whatever. But like, I'm the kind of guy, like if we're going to battle, like if we were in a football game, you know, and if I was on that team, I'm going to tell you it's going to be tough and be ready to fucking fight. You know what I mean? Like a lot of us in here are Raider fans, but not everybody. But this whole like thing with Kermit the Frog and Patrick Mahomes and, you know, Raider fans being scared of, you know, oh, you pissed off Patrick Mahomes, dude. Like, dude, you're a grown ass man too, bro. You put your shoes on just like the next motherfucker. And you better have that fucking fight within you. You shouldn't fear no other man. You know, whether it's, you know, football or something more extreme like combat, you shouldn't fucking fear another man as far as I'm concerned. It's not how big you are, you know, it's the fight and the dog. And I've always felt that way, and I know that to be true. You know, I fought a lot when I was younger, but, you know, try not to fight when I was older, dude. But like, you know, I'm like 5'8", maybe on a good day, fighting, you know, a dude that's 6'6". Like, you know what I mean? They can go down just like, you know, anybody else can go down, you know? And so, you know, that's how I look at this world, this life, football, you know, Raider fans being scared of fucking Patrick Mahomes. Fuck that dude, man. Those motherfuckers planted a flag in our house and won a Super Bowl in our house, pouring champagne in our fucking locker room, living it up, having a good fucking time, doing ring around the rosy in our fucking house. And people can say, well, the Raider emblem wasn't on the field, so it's technically, dude, go fuck yourself. It's our house. Keyword, not field, house, bro. And so, you know, in the Kermit the Frog thing, it was funny, you know, I kind of seen it. It didn't fire me up. What fires me up is motherfuckers like, you know, burning our fucking flag and people supporting it. Excuse me. And a vice president that literally talks about people not being Islamophobic, but says nothing about the American flag being fucking burned. It's fucking crazy. So these people are fucking nut jobs, man. I truly think there's so many people that want death and destruction to America. And I'm not just talking people that aren't Americans. I'm talking about people that live in this fucking country that want death and destruction to our fucking country. And I know I got a lot of homies in Cali. You know, I love you guys out there, but like, I'll be real with you, man. Like, that's why I had to move away from California, dude. I got back from Iraq, deploying, everything I went through. I moved back to Cali, and I said, what the fuck is wrong with California, bro? Like, this place turned into a fucking shithole. And it's even worse now than it was back then during the 2008 crash. You know, I visited there, I guess one time since I moved away. Parts of it I miss about Cali, but a lot of other parts I fucking don't, guys. I'll be honest, I don't, man. You know, and it's crazy because at one point when I lived in Cali, like I never wanted to move away. It was a land of opportunity. I loved everything that California had to offer, both the socialism and all the fucking shit that they've pushed, the cost of living. Like, I don't know how anybody could want to live in California, dude. It's so fucking expensive. You know, you will never get ahead living in a fucking place like California because the tax versus how much you make, unless like, you know, you're blessed with like a really good opportunity. But most of us, you know, California is fucking a hard place to live, man, you know, and, you know, taxing the, you know, and all the legislation and laws, paper straws. And like, you know, I mean, we went there, was it like 2019 or 2018? It was going to be the last game in Oakland, you know, went to the football game, Raiders versus Broncos, and went to Disneyland. And it blew my mind at the time that I had to pay 10 cents for a fucking bag, a plastic bag. So I got like a couple packs of cigarettes and like 3 big bottles of water, you know, or maybe it was 4. And we were going back to the hotel, and I'm like, can I have a bag? And the dude's like, that's 10 cents. I'm like, dude, you can't give me a fucking bag? I'm like gonna drop all these waters, you know what I'm saying? And like, you can't give me a plastic bag to put my shit in, dude. What the fuck is going on, man? It pissed me off, and I'm like, all right, so do I need to buy something else? I literally had to do another transaction just to buy a 10-cent fucking bag. And there's like people waiting on me and shit. And so, but that's the kind of shit, dude. Like when you're there and you're living in it, like when I lived in California, I didn't see it. And it wasn't as extreme like back in the day like it is now. But these communists, because that's what they fucking are, and socialists have taken over. And it's like their ideologies, everything is fucking ludicrous, man. It's fucking insane. Like, and so many people have been brainwashed to buy into this shit to where now nobody has any balls to stand up and say, no, this is fucking wrong. This is wrong, man. And now I live in Colorado, where a lot of Californians have moved out here. And guess what? Like, it took a few years for that socialism to flood over here. But now we have to pay 10 cents for a bag. Most places here don't even have bags. But back like 5 years ago, I was like, what do you mean you don't have a bag? I got to pay 10 cents for a bag. It's nuts, man. It's more than just the paper straws and bags, but I'll leave it pretty simple with those things. But it's that thinking that then leads to people being okay with the American flag being fucking burned. You guys realize a monument got sprayed that's pro-Hamas that wants to fucking cut off American fucking heads. You know, like these people do not like us. Like you got to be really fucking dumb to sit here and think that these terrorists would not kill you no matter your fucking religion just because you're in America and they fucking hate you. And that's not all Muslims or Islams. Like I know that, but the terrorist groups absolutely fucking would. That's the enemy we're up against. And they will take down our fucking flag and put up a Palestine flag on a fucking pole and say fucking, you know, free fucking Islam and Palestine and fucking death to America. And we're all fucking okay with it. We've been so fucking desensitized where no man has any balls to want to stand up, you know, where we'll just all fucking let it happen. And I'm guilty of it too. We've all been cancel cultured to the point where we're just going to shut our fucking mouth and not say anything, because now we have a society that we would rather be more politically correct than have integrity, more moral integrity to do the right fucking thing. Think about that. Meaning you, me, all of us are more worried about how someone says something and what they say more than their fucking actions. And even if you don't believe spiritually what I believe and what I know the Bible to be true, there is still a reason why the Bible says you will know them by their fruit. And I use that analogy a lot. You will know them by their actions. In all walks of life, no matter what you do, it doesn't matter what they say. All these politicians, left, right, it doesn't fucking matter. They all talk a good game, right? What's their fucking actions? And when you look at their actions, it tells you all you fucking need to know about their character and their lack of integrity. And it's all fucking lies. All right, enough of my soapbox. Got a couple packs there, and then getting down to the last little bit of inventory. I probably got enough cards to do I'm thinking maybe 2 more shows, and then probably not going to be able to have anything too crazy for a while. We've all been fucking hurt by this scam inflation from this fucking, you know, regime we're all fucking dealing with right now. And the inflation is a scam. It's how they steal generations of wealth, guys. It is. So Michael, I said I dislike both parties equally, just like our fathers did. Appreciate that, D Menace, dude. Much love, bro. I appreciate you always, you know, popping in here, showing me some love, man. Appreciate you guys, man. It's tough because I don't want to like some of the shit, dude. Like, because I don't like to get political and talk about this shit. I really fucking don't, guys. Because I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be like the party pooper of the fucking party, man. But I also don't want to, like, you know, if shit might be getting bad, I don't want to be the guy that didn't say, hey, like, buckle up, you know, get ready for shit to hit the fan. You know what I mean? Like, because then when shit hits the fan, you're not fucking mentally ready. And so for me, like, I'm just trying to be mentally ready. Maybe it's premature. Maybe I'm worrying for no reason, but I don't think I am. I really fucking don't, guys. My soul is like at such like unrest with like the shit going on in the world. And I'll be real. Yeah, I'm worried about World War III. And we all fucking should be. I'm sorry, you know, but we all fucking should be. It's fucking real. It's not nothing drinking or smoking it away, the pain or the suffering or the anxiety. It won't fix it. It won't cure it. And it's not going away. So then at that point, if that does happen, then it would come down to whose side are you on? You know, are you going to be on the side that's burning the American flag? That's okay with the death and destruction to our fucking country that my brothers sacrificed their lives for? Forget if the war was justified or not. At this point, none of that fucking matters. All that matters is that they fucking hate us and they're going to do everything they can to destroy our fucking country. And that's a fucking fact. Appreciate that, Rebel. So yeah, my business slowed down, trickle this summer compared to years in the past. Me too, bro. I'm feeling it too, man. Barely scratching by. Yeah. All of us are, dude. It's fucking crazy, man. You know, like last time when I went through this shit with the 2008 crash and all that. And let's not forget, like my key thing that changed me politically, like depending on what age you are or how it affected you. But when the 2008 crash happened and I just got done coming back from Iraq and I'm like trying to find work, I didn't know much about the stock market or fucking any of that. All I know is when I moved back to Cali, there was like no work, literally the land of opportunity where like before I joined the army, like in Cali, dude, you had to be like a real piece of shit to not like have a job. Like you had to try hard to not get a job. You know, there was so much work. Like you could, no matter almost what field it was, it didn't matter. You could find work in Cali. 2008 happens, no work for fucking like anybody, bro. Cali got hit like harder than probably I'd say almost any other state, if not the top state, you know? So the good times were good, but when they were bad, they were terrible, dude. I know guys that lost all their houses, their cars, or boats, you know, and some people were greedy. They had, maybe too much or whatever. But dude, there was a lot of people that lost everything 2008 crash. You know, I didn't have much, but I had to sell everything. I had to sell everything just to make my truck payment, dude. I was staying on people's couches, bro, after I served my fucking country. Literally couch hopping. I don't talk about it a whole lot, dude, in my experience, but I moved in with a friend, dude. You know, he was behind on rent, needed help. So I was like, all right, I'll move in with you, stay with him for a couple months and paying rent. But he was so far behind on his utility bill, we didn't have hot water. So I'm staying in a house paying like $700-800 a month for rent or something crazy, and we don't have hot water. So then like literally I would fill up a bag, like a camping shower bag, and I'd go put it in the sun, bring it back, and that was the only way I could have hot water, would be like a camping shower bag, dude. That's how fucking hard 2008 was. But my friend somehow would always have money for weed, right? And to get high, but he couldn't pay his fucking gas bill. So we had hot water. Crazy shit, man. Fucking crazy. That shit changed, like all these experiences changed me. Good, bad, and different. But a lot of like who I am today was from all that shit, dude. Like I was doing showers like I was in Iraq, but I was fucking stateside, dude. Like I was almost a homeless fucking bum from that shit. And let's not forget that cocksucker President Obama. What did he say? He said that they were going to fucking lock up the criminals and the banksters that created the situation. Did they lock up anybody? Nope. They fucking lied to us. And then we bailed out all the banks. And now the situation's probably even worse than it was back then. And it's complicated. I would have to tell you exactly what the fuck, but it has to do. The reason why the situation's worse, it's not because the housing. I mean, there is a commercial loan issue with a lot of commercial loans coming due within the next year, over $900 billion in commercial loans coming due. That I think is going to fuck up a lot of shit like the 2008 crash. But the more important thing is that while everybody was locked down getting their fucking vaccines, their COVID vaccines, they switched the interest rates to an adjustable interest rate system. The world debt of the United States and all of our allies, over $400 trillion in derivatives. That's not an exaggeration. Over $400 trillion in derivatives. They moved to an adjustable interest rate system during COVID or the year after COVID. So, and they've been planning it since 2018. There's a lot to it, but I'll tell you, this inflation and this whole dog and pony show with the Fed and them saying like, you know, like everybody's been anticipating them lowering rates, you know, interest rates for a year and how that's going to help the economy. It's all a scam, dude. They're not going to lower the rates. And if they do, it's going to be minimal. Why? Because they moved the debt to the world debt to an adjustable interest rate system. And as long as the rates are high, guess what? The central banks are making trillions of dollars in interest off of us. And they're literally going to create a Great Depression on fucking purpose. It's all by fucking design. You can say I'm crazy or whatever. I've done thousands of hours of research. I know more about the previous interest rate system, meaning LIBOR, to the new interest rate system, which is SOFR, more than like people that have financial degrees and everything else, because that's the fucking research I've done. And yet you'll never hear any so-called fucking expert talk about it. They fucked us, dude. They've done all this shit on purpose. Like, yes, there's inflation, but I'm telling you, they fucking created it because they knew even before COVID, since 2018, that they were moving the interest rate system to an adjustable interest rate system, dude. So they make money. The higher the interest rates are, they're going to make more money off of all those loans, essentially. And they call them risk-free rates. They call them RFRs, but they're not risk-free rates. They call them risk-free rates because it sounds good. All that means is that the lender of the loans, like meaning the central banks give loans to like Bank of America and the other bigger banks and like Goldman Sachs and JP Morgan, and then JP Morgan, all those banks give loans to other like lower tier all the way down to it's literally everything's tied to this, from our mortgages and the interest rates on our houses to car loans to everything. And the higher the interest rates are, it's supposed to like help. They say their theory or, ideology is that it's going to help fight inflation, but it's not, dude. It's making the situation worse. So the point is, Rebel Raider, like, yeah, you're struggling. A lot of us are struggling, but they're doing this shit to us on purpose. It's not by happen chance. This is not fucking an accident, dude. Like, I was trying to warn people about what was coming, and I stopped because I got a fucking threat and because I care about my fucking family. Because someone wanted to fucking, they don't want this information to get out, what I just fucking told you. It was a lot of information. I'd have to sit here for over an hour and a half to fucking explain it. I gave you the short version, but I shut my mouth and I stayed in my lane because, I do care about my wife and kids. But if I was single, these fucking people don't scare me. They can threaten me and my family all they fucking want. Only 3% of the world probably knows about the transition. And of the 3%, probably figured of that 3%, I would say maybe 5% know what I could tell you guys and what I discovered. So it's like probably 0.5% of the world, less than 0.5% of the world population knows actually what happened and why. And what I just told you, guess what, is the real reason why they created COVID-19. Notice what I said. The real reason why they created COVID-19. They needed a catalyst to move $400 trillion to an adjustable interest rate system. It sounds crazy. It sounds tinfoil hat. Like, when I started researching it, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. but it's like a matrix fucking jigsaw puzzle, and you always got to follow the money, and you got to figure out what's at the top. Like yeah, I'm worried about politics and this, and rightfully so. But what I just told you is like the very top of the snake, very top of the top. And when I figured this shit out, I literally opened Pandora's box. So when I had to do videos for like a couple of years, that's what I was researching. Like I knew the shit was coming, man. I did, but it didn't matter. And it pisses me off because no matter what we do, we're fucked. You know? And that's pretty fucking depressing, man. All we can do is best we can do, obviously, but you know, can't stop them. You know, the shit's all by design, and they've been doing this shit, like had this shit planned for a lot of fucking years, man. All right, so you guys are saying let's open some fucking cards. Really scratch your body, yeah. Michael said, I remember 2008 crash. I had to really humble myself to work fast food. Yeah, a lot of us might be stuck in that category here soon, man. Whoa. This party might just be getting started. Rebel said, do you see the Pelhurst Olympic ceremony? Who sat upon him as death? He said heel. I think he meant, I don't know. Followed him, and the last super disgraceful thing was a fuck you to Christ and God. I heard something about it. I went on Twitter, and I was looking at actually something else, and then it popped up. I mean, all the Olympic ceremonies are extremely satanic. None of it fucking surprises me. But anyways, when I was on Twitter, I did see the little thing, the pale horse. I can't remember. Try to remember the scripture. I know what you're talking about. It's in Revelations. It's impale a white horse or impale a black horse. Wonder if I should share this dream with you guys. Oh, you guys already think I'm crazy. I don't know. So I've had 3 prophetic dreams from God. One of them had to do with the black horse. Just wondering if I mean, I've already rambled a lot. I'm wondering if I should read it happened probably 8 years ago or something. And after it happened, it like God wanted me to write it down. If you guys really want, I'll share it with you, but it's I don't know. Let me know. Oh, he said hell not. So I was President Bernie Madoff in 2009, believe it or not. Shit, oh, that's crazy, dude. My dad got locked up for not having car insurance or something. I guess he was right next to the Unabomber or something crazy back in the day. Who was Bernie Madoff? Oh, he did a lot of stock market scam. Yeah, he said it in there. Okay. Yeah, pedophiles got less time than me for 2 grams of weed. Jesus, that's crazy, man. Yeah. There's 4 horsemen. Yeah, the 4 horsemen. Yeah, you're right. Jimmy said, I know the dream, but share. All right. Let me find on my phone. This ain't gonna be easy for me. I seldomly share this dream, but I don't know. Maybe that's not right of me. So the other two dreams. So this was the last dream, and this dream was so fucking fucked up for me, man. I'll be honest with you guys, I asked God not to give me any more dreams. That's how like fucked up this dream fucked me up. The other two dreams was before, I mean, you got to go back shit almost 10 years ago for these other two, but because I usually don't have dreams, I usually don't remember them, and definitely they weren't like the other two that, I mean, these weren't like regular dreams, dude. You know, these were like a dream vision, like from God, weird fucking thing. The other one was something of Russia before Russia invaded Ukraine. So it's like now I look like a Monday morning quarterback, but that wasn't how it went down. But I know the other one, because the other two I didn't write down, but I remember them. The other one was Russia was like invading. It was the start of World War III, and like in the dream, I knew it was the start of World War III, and it was something with Russia had these little small boats or ships pulling into some harbor or bay, and like in the dream, I knew that was the kickoff of World War III. And then the other dream, so there's three dreams total, so I'm sharing the first two with you. The other dream was like complete chaos. There was like dust in the air. The sky was red. It was weird. If you read Revelations, there's things in Revelations that talks about the sky, like the blood, you know, the moon being like the color of blood and the sky being red. But the other dream was like just this haze in the air, like you couldn't see very far because it was like almost like dusty or something. But it was complete chaos. It was like there, like society was not a society anymore. It was just every people were killing each other for food and water, and it was nuts. Like in the dream, like I remember I was trying to get some food for my family, and like some car tried to hit me against like a building, and it was nuts. It was like complete chaos everywhere, where I'd say 90% of people, if we were stuck in a situation like that, most people would completely crumble and would not be able to function. Those that have been like, you know, whether it was grew up rough or in the hood, those are the people that will probably be able to prosper in those situations because, you know, they've dealt with high stress situations and had to, you know, survival of the fittest style. Sorry, I got to search this on my. All right. So this was, all right. So here's the main dream I'll share with you guys. I'm just going to read it verbatim. God wanted me to write it down like right after it happened. It's going to take me a little bit to get through, but this is, I don't know if you can read that or not. So show you I'm not bullshitting you. Prophetic dream, 8/26/16, 3 a.m. Stream is going to be hard to read. All right. I had another prophetic dream on Friday morning, 8/26/16 at 3 a.m. It was more frightening than anything I've ever seen or felt, including a deployment to Iraq and seeing and hearing bad stuff and people die. More terrifying than any scary movie I've ever seen or ever made. So this dream was like, the point is this dream is more scary than any movie I've ever seen. FYI, I don't watch scary movies anymore and haven't for years. And that's a fact. I still don't watch scary movies. I don't have anything against people that do. I just don't think they're fruitful. And so I'm definitely not the best person. I just try not to watch that shit anymore. It's not good for the soul. But anyways, that's why I don't watch scary movies anymore. Also, I don't watch much TV or movies. I'm not big into sci-fi, even though I've seen Star Wars movies. Not that there's anything wrong for those that do, but Just the simple point is that I don't watch or do anything to influence this dream. And then I used to listen to this like radio show called Tribulation Now that would kind of talk about stuff. I hadn't even been listening to them for a while at this point. The point is, the prophetic dream came nowhere from the flesh. This is the third prophetic dream I've had in the last year, but this was very, very different. The Lord wants me to share this and to let people know what we are in for the days ahead. It was nighttime and no moonlight in the sky. It was pitch black. What I'm about to say was not earthly of any kind. It was not made of man whatsoever. This is extremely important, and the Lord wants everyone to know this was not from earth, but was going to happen on earth. It brings tears to my eyes as I write this. So it was late night, early morning hours in the dream. The population of the world was a lot less on this earth at this point, and there were many vacant houses. When I'm about to tell you, when what I'm about to tell you happened, I had already known that there was many others that had already died this way. So I was in a house with my wife and children. It started out like a ringing and a buzzing combined. We all four went running out of the house. There were 2 small red dots in the sky. I had known that these red dots could not move or be repositioned once they started at one position. As we ran, the buzzing and the ringing got louder. It got so loud that it made it hard to even take a step, let alone run. The earth, trees, and air started to heat up. The 2 red dots were growing larger and merging together. Once the 2 red spheres in the sky completely merged together, then full evaporation, disintegration. It was like sticking a human in a microwave and turning it on high. The trees and everything had a red ambiance from the spheres. Although massive fear was there in the dream, God did not want his people to die this way. God wanted us to run. I looked back one time, although I was not supposed to. Once I looked back, it was like my body functions and motor skills had diminished to almost nothing. Every step was like cinder blocks tied to my feet. Like a scary dream where you can't run no matter how hard you try. Depending on the size of the explosion issued, it could be big enough to take out a whole city or only a small amount for certain individuals. So usually people could potentially outrun them. However, this really wasn't like an explosion. It was more like something consuming all matter, like a vacuum, and disintegrating everything in its path or magnitude it was meant to be. The closest thing it might be able to compare with is the Death Star from Star Wars. But I say again, it was not a nuclear bomb, atom bomb, or anything of humans or that humans will make in the future. It was like an infrared bomb. So the source behind the infrared disintegrations were 100% Satan's army, the fallen angels. The fallen angels were in a full-scale war in the flesh against mankind. An ancient war that had gone back since the beginning of time. Earth time, that is. The fallen angels had waited thousands of Earth years to continue this war. There was a key ingredient to their mission, and it was not all humans. It was a few select that they were killing off. They were killing off the ancient bloodline of God's people. They were killing the saints. And all of them were trying to. No matter where you hid, they could find you. But I'm not sure how. I just knew the technology they used were not made of earth or by man, nor did they need any humans to complete their mission or continue it. I also knew they would kill a great number of the 12 tribes, but they would not be victorious. I woke up immediately and the clock read 3 a.m. The Lord wants me to warn the saints, not just to stay alive for this day, but to know what we will have to endure and not take the mark of the beast. I was puzzled by this all morning. As I went to work, I was wondering what verse was in Revelations that this matched up with. Then while driving, I saw a truck that had Black Horse Enterprises on the side of it. So I feel that this will start to happen soon and during the third seal of the Bible talks about, but in full effect in the fifth seal, which is all those are in Revelations. But this war is bigger than we know. The importance of this war is bigger than we could ever comprehend. May God bless. So I don't know, man. That dream fucked me up, man. When I say that shit was scarier than Iraq, I'm not fucking kidding. And we got our shit fucking blown up left and right. I literally asked God to not like give me any more fucking dreams like that. I tried my best to describe it. The other two dreams I didn't write down. I probably should have, but I know for sure that God wanted me to write this dream down. I don't share with a lot of people because I know they're going to think I'm fucking crazy. I'm some fucking kook. Dude, I don't do drugs. I don't smoke weed. Like, this is my second beer, you know? Like, I barely drink, you know? I usually drink only when I'm coming on here to do a show with you guys. So maybe I'm just a fucking nut job, but I know I'm not. You know? I don't want to sit here, like, get religious. Like, I do believe in God, and I consider myself a Christian, but, you know, I think it's to each his man, like, their path and their relationship to what they believe. But, you know, there's a lot to all this stuff going on. Like, a lot of this is prophetic. If you know the Bible, like, I haven't read the Bible in a long time, but I know it. I know a lot of it, enough to know, like, the things to look for, and we're living in some fucking, like, the shit's about to get fucking real, man. The birth pangs are getting closer. When you read the Bible, it talks about birth pangs. The shit's going to start happening more and more. We probably already hit the point of no return. So, I don't know. Rebel said evil is spreading and running this world. People just won't see it. Russian ships off the coast of Florida now. Yeah. And again, like so that dream was August, like I think 2016, right? The Russian dream I had, I think that was the first one. And then the chaos dream was the second one. And this is the third one. And, like, I don't want to be the guy to have to warn people, dude. I'm like Jonah. Like, you know, I don't want to be that fucking guy. I just want to be kind of like everybody else, you know? But when the Bible says many are called, few are chosen, like, I do believe in that too. And like Jimmy, like, said, like, some people are given visions and we read about them. A lot of people with the visions, like, it's, I can't remember if it was Jacob but there's certain people that have a dream or vision, but they're not the one meant to interpret the dream. Someone else that God wants to use, God will use someone else sometimes to interpret what the dream means or to break it down or whatever. So there's a guy, I haven't followed him in a while, but I know like one of the things that he was saying, man, fuck, dude, you guys, nobody's going to want to watch my shit anymore. I'll tell you guys about all this shit, man. I don't know. Maybe I'm supposed to, though. I mean, I've sacrificed my channel before. I mean, I don't even care about that. I don't make money off this shit, so. So this one guy, Prophecy Club, keep in mind, nobody, like, here's how I look at shit, guys, because like you could go back to like say 2012 and the Mayan calendar ended and people thought that was going to be it. You could go back to other times. I forget the guy. There's a guy in California and a bunch of them thought, that was the that was going to be the time. The Bible says like nobody knows the day or the hour, right? But we are meant to know like the sign. Like it doesn't mean like to be like just partied up and be ignorant of the times you're living in. I also believe that. So yeah, it could happen any day, any hour, or whatever. But you also we're not supposed to be just ignorant, living our lives like, everything's going to be okay, because you got to think like this ain't our home, dude. Earth is not home. This is a fucking pit stop, guys. As much as I love my kids and my family and, my freedom in America, like this isn't home. This was never meant to be our home, and I've always felt that in my soul, always, that this is just a pit stop, man. This is just a temporary break. And I think a lot of us, our souls have lived before this point in time, and our souls will live a lot longer after this point in time. Why we're here and our purpose, fuck, I don't know. I've spent a lot of my younger years trying to figure that out. But, I look at people because people say like, oh, well, all this stuff happened and, Jesus still ain't come back. And you guys, people thought the Mayan calendar was going to start all this and people were wrong then. I look at those situations. It's all like, the boy who cried wolf. And if someone got a date wrong, I don't think getting the date correct is as nearly important as like if someone had a dream or vision that God wants to use and that they share it with people, that people understand some of the stuff that might happen and the chronological order of all this stuff. I don't know, but I'll tell you what one of the guys kind of believes, and I'll probably get some of the order wrong, but I do think there's a lot of truth to it. So, and I guess, if I'm more worried about, losing some subscribers or maybe some people that liked me or whatever, and if I'm more worried about that and I don't love you guys enough to at least tell you what I know, then I must be a real piece of shit to at least not tell you what I know or what I've discovered. And then it's up to each his own, what you do with it. Maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe this guy's full of shit. I don't know, but essentially what he said. So this is like when Trump was in office before. So you got to go back like 6 years. And the name of this is Prophecy Club, his YouTube channel. And what he would do is get people to come in with a dream or vision and to share it with people. And if he got like 3 different people that had the same dream or vision, then he felt like it was credible and from God. And so there's a lot of these things he's kind of pieced together to see, if they're bullshit or how much like merit they might have. But essentially the way that he was thinking it might go down was like this. And keep in mind, back then, he said there's guys that had like visions and dreams like about Trump, where he was literally saying that Trump was going to step out of office but he would come back in the picture. And he was also saying that Obama would somehow come back in the picture. And I don't know how, but I do know Obama wants to be, or at one point wanted to be, the Secretary General of the NATO or whatever. So I don't know. But essentially, one of the main things he said would happen was Iran would nuke Israel. And we've been in this dilemma where, I don't know, does Iran have a nuke? Don't they have a nuke? I heard the other day that Iran might be within like a couple weeks of having a nuke, a nuclear bomb or something. So I don't know. But he said one of the first things was going to happen to kick off a lot of bad shit was going to be Iran sending a nuclear bomb into Israel and fucking killing them. And then what he said is that the Jews in Israel and their time of need, that Israel was going to call upon the United States to help them, and the United States was not going to help Israel. And I can't remember if he said this or if this is something that I put together, but like, I believe there's a scripture in the Bible that says something that like, if you split my people's lands, then I will split your land. Meaning like, if you split like Israel's land up and the Jews' land, then God's going to split your land. And I know he said something about that. And I felt that too. Cause like when I read it in the Bible, but what he felt like when he read that and like some of the dreams and visions from that was, that there would be a 2-state, like solution. So, how like the liberals are trying to push Palestinians to have their own state and do a 2-state solution. And he said, when America allows that to happen or pushes for that, and funny that Kamala Harris, Obama was pushing for it. Biden is pushing for it. And now Kamala is even pounding the table for a 2-state solution. But what this guy believed from Prophecy Club was that when we allow their land to be split into two, then God is going to take his hand of protection off of the United States of America, and God's going to split our lands. So, I was at the beach, and I don't know if this matters, but I had this weird like vision one time where I thought there was a tidal wave coming. I was fucking tripping out, man. It was weird. And that was my younger days, so I may have just been partying too hard. But there's been a couple people that have had a dream or vision that an asteroid was going to hit off of the coast of like Florida, like out in the Atlantic out there. And when this isn't like a dinosaur meteorite, this is like, or asteroid, this is like a small asteroid. But a small enough rock out of space to hit in the ocean can create a big ass fucking tidal wave. And this asteroid would create a tidal wave that would go all the way. I'm trying to think of the mountains on the east there. I think that's the Appalachian but that a tidal wave would come in pretty far inland on the East Coast and fucking almost wipe out the East Coast. And at the same time, most likely, and I think there could be truth to this, but at the same time that it could set off fault lines, and that during this time, or this birth pang, or whatever part of the Bible you want to call it, that the San Madrid fault line would go off. Not the San Bernardino fault line, but the San Madrid, which is the fault line that goes to the Mississippi River. If you don't know, there's a huge ass fault line that goes from north, like all the way from Canada, all the way down to like the Gulf there along the Mississippi River. And it's a massive, like if you do research, I think it was like 1900s or maybe it was like fucking 18 something. But the San Madrid fault line went off and like the rivers were running backwards and shit. It was so fucking massive fault line. No, it had to have been probably 18 something, because you can only find it in books and shit. There's no like pictures and shit of it. And but like it was like there's few recordings where they couple books have like talked about that, and what they like, how they try to describe it is pretty crazy. So, what the Prophecy Club guy is saying is that, when America splits Israel's land into two to its 2-state solution, then America will be split into two. And that's, meaning a lot of the, middle part of the U.S. could be taken out, and people like me in Colorado could have like beachfront property, and then a lot of other stuff could happen within all this. So it sounds crazy. Like, I know it does. I thought about it, you know, but I do think in my soul that there could be truth to at least some of that. You know, the asteroid thing, like I definitely felt in my soul like that was legit. I really searched my soul high and low, that could happen, you know, and you know, same with, you know, the Madrid fault line going off. And so what people will say in Christianity, this is why I say I consider myself a Christian, right? But I have some extreme different views of how scripture and what the Bible says, and what a lot of people in the church say, you know, and what they teach. Because like modern Christianity, you know, says, you know, essentially if you believe in God and you believe in Jesus, that Jesus is going to come down and take all of us before anything bad happens. Okay. But that's actually false. And that's a new teaching of modern Christianity. Now, like I do believe like God and Jesus will come down and take a lot of us up, but like it's not at the beginning of the 7 years. If you know about the Bible and the rapture period, because that's what I'm talking about is the rapture. I do think there's a rapture, but I don't think it's at the beginning. I know it's not at the beginning. So, because when you look at like what the Bible says about the you know, about Christians being crucified in the end times, you know, where the pastors have got stuff wrong is people get judgment and discernment mixed up. Okay. Because people like pastors will say like, oh, well, the Bible says you'll be spared God's judgment. But where they're like, where I think the pastors are wrong is like, I think we're going to go through 3.5 years. If you look at the 7 years of Revelations, 3.5 years of trials and tribulation, and then 3.5 years of absolute fucking chaos. And I think the rapture is probably somewhere in the middle, or maybe middle to like maybe even closer to the end of the 7 years. Like everything the pastors have taught is completely contradictive to what the Bible says about the crucifixion of Christians. Okay. And discernment is of the spirit and judgments of the flesh. So the point is like, will we be spared God's judgment? Yeah, because the Bible says that, but it does not say you'll go unscathed. It says actually quite the opposite, that you may have to like, you know, potentially get your fucking head chopped off to not take the mark of the beast. So this is why I have extreme differences, because what the churches teach is like, you're going to be taken up and spared, nothing bad will happen. Well, let's think about this. So if they're wrong and I'm right, and it could be the opposite, but if they're wrong and I'm right, and all these people put their trust in their pastors and they go through some really bad stuff and they're there through this 3.5 years at least of the trials and tribulation period before the judgment period, what do you think is going to happen to those people that believe their pastor that nothing bad is going to happen to them? You think they're going to keep their faith, or you think they're going to lose it? Actually, it makes sense that they might lose their faith in God, because the Bible does talk about the great falling away in the church, where people lose their faith, about the virgins that didn't have oil in their lamp and all that. So, and there's other scriptures as well about, you know, people, you know, their wineskins not having wine in it. All those scriptures are talking about people that have already came to the knowledge of Jesus or God or the Bible, and they lost their way. So the point is, you know, if like what the pastor says at the prophecy club and some of the things that I know and believe, and if I, you know, I think that the rapture isn't at the beginning and we're going to go through some shit, well, who's going to be better prepared? The guy like me that says, hey, get ready for war, get ready to, you know, prepare for your battles, or the person that's like going through life, la-di-da-di-da, and, you know, my pastor or God told me everything's going to be okay. Who do you think is going to be better to withstand in that day and that hour? The person that was ready, or the person that thought nothing bad was going to happen? So oh. Oh man. Sorry, I'm going back up to read some comments. Set this video to private. Nah, I don't care. I don't care. Yeah. Should be vigilant, waiting because Christ will come like a thief in the night. I've been smart enough to buy extra water, toilet paper many times. I never lost any money because I drank the water and used the toilet paper. Being ready and not needing to be doesn't make you wrong. Facts. Better. It's like insurance. Better have it, not need it, than need it, not have it. Makes you ready. Being ready and not needing never makes you wrong. People who are never ready are wrong. Oh, facts. They'll go rob their neighbor, dude. Go ask. Do your own tests, bro. I'm not saying you. I'm saying like anybody. Go ask your neighbor, your friend, someone you work with. Ask them what they would do if like there's no power or all hell breaks loose. Just see what their opinion is. I bet you 98% of them say they're going to go rob and steal from their neighbors that have shit that they don't have. Imagine the father looking in their daughter's eyes, who's 8, 10 years old, and the daughter's crying, even a Christian guy, and their daughter's crying because they're starving to death, begging their father to feed them, or the little boy that's crying. Didn't Jesus say we are wolves in sheep's clothing? Almost any man would do whatever would be needed to feed their family. Yeah, Appalachian, that's where I live. Rebel said, a preacher had a vision of an earthquake hitting the Mississippi, Ohio River running backwards and millions of people would die. Well, that's not good, because that's pretty much what I just said. And I don't mean that vindictively. Well, my dad used to say, and he believed in God, but he wasn't the best Christian, but he said if I'm trying to think how he would word it. My dad was a very smart guy. He just wasn't the best Christian, but because he had his own demons he was fighting. He'd say if you're not sure or you pray about it or whatever, by 3 or more people, would you know something? So for an example, right? I labeled this show MoonShot, right? The MoonShot Card, and then the weird thing today, my customer's paint color was MoonShot. So that's 2. Okay. So I don't know what it means, but then if a third thing happens with the name MoonShot in it, beyond just Biden, it has to be like a different person or something. Then it probably means something. I don't know what the fuck it means, but it probably means something. Jimmy said, whoa. Greenville, Oregon would be my beachfront property. We're on the side of that mountain range. Eastern Continental Divide, 20 minutes away. It connects to the Madrid. Damn. Yeah, better be ready and need it than need it not have it. Look what happened during COVID-19 for toilet paper, bro. Dude, COVID was a good test for everybody. Think about it. Dude, if we were out of power for just 3 days, the whole entire system is fucked. Complete chaos. Literally. Any society like United States of America, any big or terrible event happens, you got 3 days before everything is complete chaos. In other words, if you're not out of fucking town and if something really bad happens, if you're not out of town and going fucking away from the zoo of fucking crazy ass people, you're probably not getting out unless you're doing it on foot. I'll tell you this, man. So my dad, when he was alive, we would talk about a lot of the stuff, the end time stuff. and whatnot. And that's why I miss him, man. I thought he'd be here for like the shit, like when the shit hits the fan. But I realized later on that, like, I realized that wasn't his purpose, you know? And so I was angry. Like, I was angry at life. I was angry at God. I mean, like, I knew it wasn't God's fault my dad died, but like, I was angry. And, so I asked God, I kept asking him for years, like, why'd you take my dad from me? You know, I thought my dad was going to be here for like the end time stuff, you know? And it's like, I think maybe only one other time in my life have I heard like an actual audible voice from God. And this is like probably the first time. Not like you're conscious. It was like an actual voice. It was weird. And God is like, don't you know? And I'm like, no, what? And he said my name, and he said, you know, of course you know. And I said, no, what, God? And I'm crying. I'm actually crying. I'm up on a mountaintop. It's like a beautiful view, beautiful day. You know, I'm like working. I was like doing some landscaping stuff for a customer in California at the time. And God said, Michael, I put your father here on this earth to warn you and your brothers of the times to come on this earth and to know how to prepare for what's coming. That was me crying for a lot of years, maybe 4 years or something at the time, you know, wanted God to tell me. And it made sense to me. It kind of helped. It kind of didn't, because I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? You know? Like, you know? But we did. My dad and us and our friends, you know, we used to smoke weed. We talk about a lot of this stuff. And, you know, my dad served his mission. He was sent here to this earth to be a messenger. He wasn't meant to be part of whatever's coming, but to like warn the people that, you know, my dad had relationships with or crossed my dad's path. And my dad served his purpose, you know. And like at the time, like I was almost homeless, dude. I'm like, the hell am I supposed to do with this, you know? But you know, within a few months or 6 months, we move out here to Colorado. I was able to buy a house, and then, you know, got blessed and, you know, worked hard. And, you know, like Jimmy said, you know, get some stuff, get yourself ready. So the point is of that story, God told me a long time ago to get my shit together and start getting ready for this shit. Like, I ain't got to get ready. I've been fucking ready, you know? Well, most of you motherfuckers are going to have to go get water and toilet paper and shit. Like, I'm already loading my fucking trailer, bro. Like, and I'm getting gas. While everybody else is at the fucking food store. I remember I said, you got 3 days to get the fuck out of Dodge. Everybody else is out doing that shit. I'm loading my fucking trailer to get the fuck out within a day. And I've prepped it before. It took a little bit longer than a day, you know. But I'm telling you, if shit hits the fan and you got to get out of Dodge, you know, if you don't do it in under 3 days, you're fucked. You're stuck. You know, and people have this delusion, like, you know, I've researched so much kind of shit, dude. Like, a lot of it is like, it's overwhelming, and I've forgotten a lot of it. Or not forgot, but it's like in the subconscious back there or something. But like, you know, there's like 8 main power hubs in the United States. You guys realize if you take out any one, if a terrorist attack happens and they take out any one of the main 8 power hubs, most of the United States will be completely out of fucking power. and you're like, oh, big deal. I don't have lights for a while or whatever, I can live without lights. Then you start thinking, you're like, fuck, man. Actually, I'm not going to have a heater either. Well, we can build a fire. All right. Won't have air conditioning. I can live without air conditioning. I'm good. Right. And then you're like, you go to turn on your water, and for some reason your water doesn't come out your faucet if your power's off. Now, can anybody tell me what has to happen for you to have running water if there's no power? Most people don't know the answer to this, but there's typically only about 2 situations. Well, I guess you add a third, 2 to 3 situations where you'll be able to have water if there's a full power outage. One is if it's spring fed or gravity fed, meaning you like live in a place where you have a lake or a body source up there and it's higher elevation than your house, and it's literally just gravity comes down the water line. And in that case, yeah, you could have water. Most people with even pumps, like you're like, oh, I got a well, I could pull water from my well. No, unless you have like a generator or a way to power that well, because you got to pump the water out of the well, or if you have like a manual crank or something. But most people with well waters, that ain't going to work either. So one is gravity fed. 2, if you live like in Idaho, and if you live somewhere where like it's a dam, like it's hydropower, meaning places like Idaho, they have a lot of dams that produce, power. And so a lot of those places would probably have power if it's hydropower. But a lot of places, our power isn't coming from hydropower. So 2 would be hydropower. And then 3 is like that pond or lake down the street, But there's a problem with the pond or lake down the street. You're like, I'm going to go fill up my jugs down at Billy Bob's, little pond down there or something. And it's funny because like a lot of this I had known until it's like I had to watch. It's weird, dude. I had to watch Discovery Channel for it to really kick in. And so like if you watch Discovery Channel, right, and you watch like these animals, or like you're in Africa or something, right, and there's a body of water, and what do you always see around a body of water? So there's not a lot of water in the desert and shit, and there's like, it could be a muddy puddle or whatever. But what's the one thing you always see around a body of water in a place like Africa on like Discovery Channel? There's one key thing you'll always see. Anybody know? Rebel said 5 hydro dams near me. Oh, nice. You have gravity fed, spring fed. Nice. Yeah. Then you're one of the very few. If you have gravity fed, you're one of the very few. Most of us are in that category. And the point is about the water, if you live in the city, you're fucked. You're not getting water. So, but the key element in a place like Africa is predators, bugs. There probably is bugs. Predators. So you got to think, right? We're like wolves in sheep's clothing, right? And a body of water, you always see predators like in the Discovery Channel stuff, right? You always see lions, rhinos, alligators, the badass of the badasses, right? And so you look at human beings, and we're only structured and like civilized, when everything is like functioning. You take an element of that function away, and we're like a bunch of wolves. We turn into predators. So the point is that just like in the Discovery Channel, you have predators around a body of water, you would have the same thing in a complete chaotic situation in the United States, where every body of water would have militias and people that would be literally holding down the fort and kill your ass if you're trying to take their water. And it may not even be their water, but they're making claim to their water, and that's just the way that it would be. Whether you're in a big city or a small town, or, it don't matter, dude. we like human beings, like when the Bible says like that we are wolves in sheep's clothing, that's no joke, man. And a complete chaos situation, people will fucking do that, dude. And I've seen it firsthand like many times in my life. One of the main was being in Iraq and all these people waiting to get like fuel and hundreds of people in line, literally fist fighting and pushing and shoving each other. And that's a story I don't want to tell right now. But the point is like, they were like wolves, man. I'm like, dude, why don't you guys just calm down? You're all going to get fuel. Okay. And you had to yell at them, man. They would not listen. You had to yell at them and almost point your rifle at them to get them to fucking stop. But what I didn't realize is that they didn't all get fuel, and we cut the fuel off. And before, one truck was even empty, and then the rest, that dude was going to sell to the city. So that was a fucked situation. So, like at first I was pissed at the people, and I kind of felt bad for them because I was like, well, fuck, I would be no different. You're just trying to get fuel so you can cook for your family and shit. So, but so yeah, so like those like that water example, because like, you can live without fire, you can live without electricity, you can kind of live without shelter. You can't live without food, but you can go, a few days without it. The one thing you can't live without is fucking water. And that's the one thing. You look at a map, and I know this because I've done it. If you look at a map and you pull up like Google Earth or something, look at every city, find every lake or body of water in the United States or like around where you live, and tell me what you find, or in your state, say, because I know some places may not always have them, but every big lake or body of water, you'll find a town or city nearby that lake or body of water, because that's the water source to feed that place, And so actually very few lakes don't have some sort of civilization living around it, So then you have to clean the water. Yeah, that's a whole nother deal. Yeah, absolutely. Rules are the only things that separate us from animals. Shit, the fans come east to Tennessee hardcore. We'll make it. I got access to a lot of property in the woods with water, no people for miles. Nice. How close is Tennessee to that Madrid fault line, though? If shit's the I don't have property. I don't know where I'm going. All I know is I'm loading up my shit and I'm getting the fuck out of Dodge. I'm not going to stay in the city with the fucking other predators, man. People think they're going to go down to the, Billy Bob's pond or something down the street and fill up their buckets. People will go crazy, That's why I tell people like it's a 3-day window, And so hopefully, if things ever got that bad, hopefully God tells me like when to get the fuck out. So, but yeah, crazy stuff, man. I mean, a lot of people don't understand that like our civilization, really civilizations, we're always hanging on by a thread. Like it's such a minute amount that people have no fucking clue. Look how people lost their minds and were burning fucking buildings during COVID, dude. I'm not saying I was the most sane person during that shit, but I wasn't fucking wanting to go burn fucking buildings down. You know what I mean? Lighting shit on fire, creating chaos, Look at how many people during a situation like that used it for their like agenda and their opportunity and shit like that. What do you think is going to happen if World War III happens here or something fucking, bigger? I mean, fuck, man. I don't want to imagine it, but it's not going to be fucking good. It's just not, man. Oh, okay. I just wasn't sure. You said you're in East Tennessee. Madrid's 8 hours away. You might be all right. Live 20 miles from Virginia, North Carolina. Okay. Michael said, Grandpa was teaching me to live independently off land. More likely be useful. Yeah, no, I mean, we'd have to go back to more like, what do they call it? Primitive days or whatever, man. All right, I guess I should open some cards. Maybe I should save some. I'm gonna save that one. Appreciate you guys, hanging out with me and letting me ramble a little bit. So we're still open some. I'm just gonna pull a few aside, which may not be a bad thing because I only have enough to do like 2 more shows after this, and I can't buy any more for a while. All right, let me blow this up. The thumbnail, I'll show you at the end, bro. I'm saving that one for last. There's a Josh Jacobs, Bo Jackson. That's a cool one. I think this one was from a year ago, actually. Oh, September 23. Yeah, I'm saving the MoonShot for last, bro. The best for last. I like the look of this guy, green here. I don't think it really shows it. $30 to $175. And I only pulled like 3 packs out. I've been going a while here, so I don't want to make this too long, but I was gonna open those. I don't know where I fucking put them. Oh, up there. I'm gonna save these for another time because I got like these 2 in one blaster box, and that's all I got left. So I'm gonna save those for another day too. So hopefully you guys don't mind that. We're already at like an hour and a half, so I scared everybody away. So I did my job. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. How about a Jacorian Bennett, 4/25? Or sorry, 4 of 125. Cornerback for the Raiders. Here's a 70 of 125. I think it's going to be pretty good. So this card's not in the best shape, it looks like. Here's an 81 of 100. It's like one of my favorite cards right there. And I like this one because it's not cutting off his head. Like, the select one is like cuts off Ramsey's head. So that's pretty cool. I hate stuff that's not like even. So at least gotta do it so it's all even. There we go. Yeah, 4 or 5 packages left. Rebel said Bennett, Tucker are 2 I made sure to get rookie autos from. Oh, nice, bro. Hell yeah. Yeah, I think Trey Tucker looked like he put on some weight, man. There's a Zamir White, Sage, Derek Carr, Origins. I must have bought this, although I don't remember buying this. How old was this? I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but on. There you go. July 6th, 2023. This card's over a year old. That's why I said I only got like enough to do maybe 2 more shows because I've been holding on to inventory. Some of it's like a year old. That's just a base card, but that one looks kind of cool. Not gonna put those ones up. But there you go, Rebel. DC money. And Jimmy. Oh yeah. Boom. Boom, boom, boom. Here comes the boom. Yeah, look at this one. Let's see if you see that date. 8/10/2023. It's from August of last year. That's pretty cool. Tyree Wilson. Boom. I think he's going to do good. I think Tyree Wilson's going to be a lot better than last year. Zamir, yeah, he looks yoked out, bro. Almost like he might have worked out too much, bro. Devontae. Nothing crazy, though. Where are these? Oh. I could push these to another show, too. Derek. Oh. Derek. Howie. Men of Mastery. How do you like that, Devontae? I'll put a sleeve on him. Yeah, it looks good. Not the dollar store number 4. Zeus quit the steroids just in time to pass his drug test. Yeah, he looks pretty yoked out, man. Like, kind of makes you wonder. But I guess if you don't get caught, then yeah. It's cool, Devontae. All right, what we got? 2 packs left. How about another Charles Woodson rookie? Man, I got a shit ton of these rookies. So that's pretty cool. All right, here comes the MoonShot. All right. Slow roll it with this sleeve here. WCG. I've never even heard of this company. I have no idea the hell that is. But Jim at 10. Donald Trump assassination attempt. July 13th. My son's birthday. Boom. Trump assassination attempt. 2013. Fight to save America. Stand strong. Donald Trump, United States of America. So you go on eBay, you just type in like Donald Trump card, and you get a bunch of different ones that will pop up. But I think I paid like 30 or 35 bucks for this. It wasn't like a ton. But like this was like, dude, they had this shit printed. They must have their own grading company that does like right there. But like print the card and, you know. But I just figured this is a part of history. And like, you know, I like to buy cards to, you know, for whatever reason. So like my way of kind of like remembering, you know, having my little piece of history right here. And that's a pretty fucking badass card, putting out the fist with blood on his face. Like, look at that face, dude. I mean, I'm sure you guys have seen this 100 times, but, and I just think it's a cool looking like card, like the way they designed it, like the red at the bottom, you know, and what it says at the top, fight to save America. So that was pretty cool. So this is what I called the MoonShot Card. Assassination attempt, Butler, Pennsylvania, or PA rally, July 13, 2024. On July 13th, a tragic event shook the nation as assassination attempt was made on the life of former President Donald Trump at a rally in Butler. The incident sparked a wave of responses across the country, highlighting the resilience and unity of the American people in the face of adversity. Emergency responders, law enforcement, and citizens rallied together in Butler, Pennsylvania, demonstrating courage and determination to uphold the values of democracy and justice. The event serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing need to protect our freedoms and uphold the rule of law. The aftermath saw an outpouring of support and solidarity nationwide, emphasizing the strength and national unity in times of crisis. As we continue forward, let us remember the bravery shown this day and strive to build a future where such events are never repeated. Yeah, Rebel. Rebel came in at the right time, dude. He's like, either you've been hiding behind stage waiting just for this moment, or you literally fucking popped in at the perfect time. I like your thumbnail too, bro. But hell yeah. Yeah, dude, just go on. You guys type in Donald Trump card on eBay. There's a bunch of different ones. I want to get one. I want to get another one though. Like what James Furpo's thumbnail is, where it's like the flag in the background. I want one like that too. So I'm gonna look for one more. But you know, I mean, even if someone didn't like Trump, I mean, just to have like an iconic card like this, man, like, and it wasn't like I had to spend a lot. I mean, there's some cards, like, yeah, maybe it's not like a legit, you know, like Topps trading card or Panini, but you know, if you get something for like under $10, I think this one I paid after shipping was like 35, but they charged me a lot on the shipping part. But anyways, they have some other cards for like $5 to like $8, you know, that I seen on there that look like they might be good cards. So probably looking to get a couple more. And who knows, like, I don't know who this company is, to be honest with you. I just got it mainly because the picture, and I liked the way the like fight to save America and stand strong. So, and this one like already came in the case. It's like already graded, you know, even though I have no idea who the hell this company is or how they had them that quick. Well, I think what they did, because I ordered it, and I think they probably made one because this shit took like a couple weeks to come in. So they were probably like making them as orders were coming in, kind of thing. But yeah, here comes the boom. Fight to save America. Thanks for popping in here, James Furpo. Salute, bro. Good to see you, man. Hopefully you're doing good. That kid was set up. He didn't act alone, and the FBI or CIA were in on it. He probably was told they wouldn't shoot him. Yeah, there's some funky stuff, man. There's at least two different shooters in the like gunshot sounds, maybe three. Besides the kill shot, like if you listen, like shot number 6 sounds different, like way different. Like the first 3 shots sound different than the next, I guess, 5. But then even of the next 5 shots, shot 6 is like to me sounded a lot different. And then because I think there's actually 10 shots total or something. I mean, I know they want to say 8 plus the kill shot, but I think including the kill shot, I think there's like with the kill shot one, I think there's actually 10. There's like an extra shot in there. And then if you do the speed, the weird thing is the speed of the next or the 5 shots after, so you have the first 3 and then the 5, The 5 were so fast, unless he had rapid fire on his gun. So you'd have to look at his so you have to look at his M4 and see if it's just a semi-fire only, or if it's like how military rifles are, or if he, you can modify it too. But if he modified his rifle to do a burst shot, like a 3-round burst, then he might be able to shoot the 5 rounds that fast. But if you do the timing scale on the audio of how fast he fired those 5 shots after the first 3, if his gun doesn't have a rapid fire setting on the trigger, then there's probably no way he took those 5 shots. You'd have to be focused on shooting so fast that like even some of the fastest shooters in the world would be hard for them to shoot a gun that fast, let alone to like pull the trigger that fast and try to shoot accurately. Most of the time you don't want to be pulling the trigger like as fast as you can, because you're not going to be accurate. Like the Army teaches is like breathe in, take a shot, breathe out, take a shot, breathe in, take a shot, breathe out, take a shot. So it's like, so you have like almost like a delay in your shooting. It's like pop, 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 pop. Now, yeah, you can shoot a little faster, but the faster, like if you were going to assassinate somebody, you'd want to be like, it's completely different than doing suppressive fire or in a gunfight. You know what I mean? If you want to assassinate someone, you're more of like precision than just trying to it's like somebody, in Afghanistan or Iraq with an AK sticking over the wall, and they're just like pulling the trigger, holding the gun like this, not even looking at what they're doing. We're not talking about this kind of situation. So why the fuck is the next 5 shots the distance between and how fast they shot? It's like it's so fast, it doesn't make any sense. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. It don't make sense about the building behind the shooter on the 2nd floor, and the window was open, and at first there wasn't anybody in there, and then we find out there was people in there or snipers in there. But then all of a sudden they decide to leave to go find this guy. I mean, there's so many like what the fuck moments in this entire thing. Like I can't help but be like, something don't smell right. A lot of like way too much stuff to just be like, oh, these guys are idiots, and don't know what they're doing. Incompetence. It's way more than just incompetence, in my opinion. And I got receipts on it all, man. I've been screen recording a bunch of shit. So, because I know they're going to try to erase a lot of the evidence. The Secret Service said, ask FBI. FBI said, ask Secret Service if something was fucked up. Yeah. The 5 was full auto. Or full auto. Yeah, I probably should have said that. But like, does his gun have the full auto feature? That's something I haven't heard one way or the other. If his gun has a full auto feature, then sure. But James said that fucking nerd kid walked around with a 10-foot ladder, a AR-15, a backpack with rangefinder, and nothing happened. Like how, right? I know, man. Well, remember they said the kid, dude, the whole thing's crazy. Like the ladder thing, they said the kid had a receipt and he bought a ladder at Home Depot, the day before the shooting. And so at first, when the assassination attempt first happened, they're like, oh, well, he used the ladder to get up there and he has a Home Depot receipt of the ladder. And then a couple days later, they're like, well, he bought a ladder, but he didn't use that ladder to get on the roof. And he didn't have that ladder with him. And that ladder he bought was only a 5-foot ladder. And you're like, what? There's like even the fucking ladder fucking thing. So, you first said that he bought a ladder and used it. Now you're saying, he bought the ladder, but then didn't even bring it. Oh, and it was like a little short ladder that's only 5 feet tall. Like, yeah, I smell bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, like every element within this whole entire thing is like, what the fuck, man? James said, I seen a video. I heard 3 different sounds and a gun to me. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking 3 different gun sounds and then the final kill shot. Um, 3 sounds like silence, 5 sounds like I'm baffled. Yeah, no, I agree. I think the first 3 sounds were in the build from inside the building on the 2nd floor, and then maybe the 5 was from that kid. But then there's like in between the 5, there's like the 6th shot sounds completely different too. And then there is the water tower mystery where somebody's up on the water tower, you know, and so there's that dilemma too. I think there was another sniper trying to hit the kid. And that the other sniper trying to hit the kid may have been on the water tower. But I don't think, if say that theory is true, like trying to hit the kid, I don't think that, let's see how I can say this. I think it was more like not trying to hit the kid to save the president, but hit the kid for a setup and somebody else trying to hit the president or something. You know what I mean? This untrained kid knew how to figure wind elevation math. Yeah, and there's also someone, I forget the site, and some of these videos I've saved to my phone, or I have on there, but where essentially they're talking about how they like tracked his phone, and somebody from like I don't think it was DC, or maybe it is, I can't remember, but someone where the FBI headquarters is located had like left that location and went to like Pennsylvania, Butler, Pennsylvania, where or not Butler, but like wherever this kid was at. And so essentially there's like a lot of phone activity between like this kid and, another phone. And then that phone left and was around the FBI headquarters, like pretty close, which is also close to the Secret Service headquarters. And then the kid's phone also leaves Pennsylvania and then goes close to FBI headquarters as well. So a lot of fucking weird shit, man. I think it was a base model or AF-15 cheap one. But that's what I'm saying. If it's just a base or whatever, unless he modified it, there's no way it has a 3-round burst or a full auto. So that's an important thing, though. We need to figure out, like, was it just a base model with single pull, meaning semi-fire, or does it have a feature to be like, to shoot 5 bullets like as fast as they did? And a drone, yeah, the fact that he flew a drone over, so no selector switch. Like, you mean he pulled the safety off or something? Or survival 1 rebel that breaks down a backpack. It said a 5-foot ladder, but it showed a 10-foot ladder in the video. Yeah, the helicopter, the Sky News helicopter showed an orange 10-foot ladder already leaning against the building. Yeah, no, and I'm pretty sure that Sky News helicopter, like, I'm pretty sure that footage was almost right after it happened, because the body was, I think, up there and nobody else had been up there yet. So yeah, no, there's all kinds of crazy fucking shit in this thing, man. He had pants on, but no body cam footage. He has shorts on. So is it even him? No, I think he does have, when he was walking around the rangefinder, he did have shorts on. You could see his black socks. I've heard that theory, but that one, there's a lot of funky stuff, but I think the kid on the ground with the rangefinder was that kid, or at least had shorts on. I'm not going to say it was him for sure, but the person they were videotaping that was supposedly him with a rangefinder, that person did have shorts on, because you can see the black socks. Whether that was him or someone made it look like him or whatever. And it was a 5-foot. They said ladder, 10-foot, really, but how do they get a ladder around and a little after car? Benny Johnson has good info on it. 10, not 5. Selector switch for single, burst, or auto, base. So there's a guy, I don't know. Let's see in here. Maybe I'll write a couple of these down. Give me a second. Oh, it's already 11. Oh, these may not. All right, so this guy's good. I don't even know these guys' names. Wait a second, I'll show you. All right, so this guy's good. Legally Armed America. You can check him out. I like him. And then a couple more I'll show you real quick. This guy's okay, Michael Duffy, but he's more like, although this other guy was a good video. But the redhead guy, he's mainly commentary. It's funny. I'll text these to myself so that I can like find them easily later. Let's see what one this is. Oh, this guy was good. The quartering. I know there's a lot of people doing videos on them, but like I look for like, I don't know, like I want like analytical thinkers, like not, doesn't have to be someone that like agrees with me, but like just people that are gonna and this guy is probably one of the best. What, is it not gonna pull up? Did they cancel culture him? Maybe they're cancel culturing me. The fuck? Finally. I don't know why I want to pull up. So Peak Prosperity. So this is like the audio guy. See if you want to, that's what he looks like. So if you want to look at any like audio stuff that he goes into, he kind of gives some good explanations. He's probably one of the best. If you want anything to do with like the audio and the different sounds of bullets, I know a lot of people have already seen a lot of his stuff, but he's probably one of the best breaking it down. Oh, who's Benny? A lot of people use Benny videos. He was a second channel. Oh, second channel I showed? Okay. You seeing this Sean Ryan podcast? Yeah, he did a. I don't think he's released the new one. I'm waiting for that because I want to see what that guy says on there. But he did one where he was talking about he's talking about the assassination, and that was one of the clips I was looking at. This one coming up here. But yeah, I like Sean Ryan. If you guys haven't checked him out, he's pretty cool. Interviews a lot of like special forces, Delta guys, and also just like he's even interviewed guys on like aliens and like crazy shit. So yeah, that one's pretty good. Oh yeah. Yeah, James sent it to me. I appreciate that, James. Yeah, I've seen that video. So who's the second guy? Yeah, that's the one that one of the ones I have on here. Oh, you thought I was watching one of Sean Ryan's videos earlier or something, but yeah. Which petition and where? Down on the Sean Ryan. I think I don't know if it's still open. I didn't sign it, but it was Assad, Mossad. I just watched that video the other day. There's an Afghan dude that's trying to fight the Taliban and trying to get some help with his cause, kind of deal. So I know that was one of the petitions. Oh yeah, the rebel said it. There you go. Sign the petition. Have the dude. It's an Afghan dude that I'll show you which episode it is. Right here. Commander Ahmad. It's this one right here. Mossad. So this dude is like an Afghanistan dude, but his father was killed 2 days before 9/11, which is like the crazy thing. And but yeah, the Taliban killed his father. So, but the U.S. and Congress won't see him. He in this video, it's where like he goes into the fact that the U.S. is given the Taliban, was it like 17 million a week or something right now? I don't know, something crazy, bro. But yeah. He has intel on threats on American soil. Yeah, he did say that America is getting close to like a 9/11 type event, or there's people here that want to do the same thing as before. Yeah, his dad was the one that was warning America that a 9/11 type deal was going to happen before it happened. And then the Taliban and Osama bin Laden killed his dad 2 days before 9/11. They brought his dad in for an interview and then whacked him. It was in Afghanistan, but yeah. All right, guys, I think I'm going to head on out. Here's the MoonShot card. Stand strong, fight to save America. Tell these fucktards to stop burning our fucking flag. Tell them to get the fuck out, move to Iran. Kevin Flevin, salute. Much love, bro. Good to see you. Just getting ready to sign off here. You can rewind it if you want. Don't want to go too long, but I'm already at like pretty much 2 hours. Did a lot of preaching. You could probably rewind like 20 minutes and be at probably where you want to be. But did a lot of preaching for a while. Literally. Did you get a Patrick Mahomes card? Nice. Hell yeah. Oh, that shit was funny. All right, guys. Much love, dude. Have a good weekend. Cheers. I'm out. I might have to get another beer. But catch you guys next time. Stay safe out there. Stay vigilant. And hopefully if you guys aren't awake of what's going on, hopefully you guys open your eyes soon. All right, stay strong. Fight to win. Hardcore card collecting out.